So we are just about ready to go here. We're running a little behind, but we are here and we have a really exciting live stream for everybody. So today our live stream is actually on the NewTek NDI. We've got a TriCaster Mini here that we're going to be demonstrating and showing off, so that's really cool. So we're really excited about this. Overall, it's going to be fun. So let me see here, where to start. Let's start with, I got a couple things I wanted to talk to you about. Obviously, we're showing off the TriCaster Mini here. And we've got a video, a really cool video from Jim Davis. Oh, wait, that's Mark Ruffalo. This is Jim Davis. I'm just joking. Jim Davis from DVS Direct has provided us some really great footage from his tests with the NewTek NDI. So we're going to be showing that off in a second here. I'm really excited about that. We're going to be using a TriCaster Mini. So Andy's got the TriCaster Mini here. Thanks for being part of this, Andy.
Yep, no problem.
And we're going to be talking about the NewTek NDI. So Mike's video, I'm going to get right into Mike's video because it really shows how the NDI works. And Mike did some great job on setting all of that up. So before we get too deep into this webinar, I want to start directly with Mike's video now. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Thanks for putting this together, Mike. Or Jim, we're gonna jump right into your video, Jim. Here we go. Come on, there.
Hi there, it's Jim Davis here with DVS Direct. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about NewTek's NDI technology. Now, NDI stands for Network Device Interface. And what it is a way to route video from various sources over your gigabit network. So instead of having to run, say, SDI cable or HDMI cable from your cameras, you can run those into a network through an NDI Connect box or any device that's NDI enabled over the network and into your production switcher, which could be a TriCaster or any other product that has NDI incorporated into it. So two questions I had about NDI were latency, which is there any delay in the video? So from the, say, the local SDI input in the TriCaster to my source coming in NDI, am I going to see any kind of delay there? And the second thing was quality. So how good does the video look? So what I've done is I've set up a simple test scenario to look into this, and let me show you real quick what I've done so you kind of understand how this is working. So what we have is a PTZOptics a 20X SDI camera going into a standard SDI distribution amplifier. And then coming out of the SDI DA, I'm running one SDI run into a Matrox VS4 card in an NDI capture box that I built. The second source is coming out and it's going into a Blackmagic Design mini recorder in a second NDI Connect box that I built. And then the third video is coming out and going into input number 1 in the TriCaster. So what that does is gives me a point of reference that I can compare the local video source, SDI source, to the NDI sources coming in over the network. So I've created an ME in the TriCaster to look at all these sources simultaneously. So let's bring it up. So there you can see now, I'm showing you at the top left, you can see the local SDI input signal. The second one on the next to that, to the right of it, at the top, is NDI coming from our Matrox VS4 card. And the third source is at the bottom there, is the Blackmagic Design mini recorder. Now I should point out that these machines are all connected by a standard gigabit network, nothing fancy there, and a standard $39 gigabit switch. So that's all you really need in terms of infrastructure. Let me put a point. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this flashlight and I'm just going to put a simple point of reference on the video that we can use now to look at the different sources and see what kind of timing, if any, we have, any issues we have. So let's look at that now. I actually recorded this earlier. So there we go. Now you can see what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrub ahead until the light comes on. There we go. So Now, as you can see, the light seems to be coming on instantaneously in my SDI inputs and my NDI inputs. That's incredible. I mean, that's fantastic. I'm really excited about that. Now, I will say that I've run this test quite a few times, and occasionally I'll see maybe 1 frame of latency. It's probably less than a frame because you can't really see between frames when you're scrubbing through the video. But even that is more than acceptable for doing what we're doing here. So latency doesn't look like it's an issue. Now, the second thing that I wanted to look at, and what we're going to do is go back to input number 1, which is my SDI input. And what I want to do now is compare the quality between these 3 sources. So right now you're looking at SDI in from the TriCaster itself. I can select input number 2 and go to it. And now you're looking at the number 2 input, which is the VS4 card. I'll just cut to input number 3, which is the Blackmagic recorder. And as you can see, I can switch back and forth. I'm doing it right now. Switch to 3, take 2, take 1, take 3. And you can't really see any difference in the video. Now, it's kind of hard to see the quality on a stream. But if you look at the video quality locally, just looking at the machine right now, I can't see any difference. It's beautiful video coming from all of my my various sources. It's basically as good as the camera is creating as far as the video quality goes. So this is very exciting. Well, that's it for now. I'll probably be doing some more videos on different sources as time permits. So hopefully you'll come back and check us out. Again, my name is Jim Davis with the DVS Direct, and I just want to say thank you for stopping by.
So that was a really great portrayal of what the NDI can do. It's actually a lot better than we've actually been able to do testing-wise. I thought that was a great idea, Jim, to actually have a flashlight. And Jim's showing off exactly what we've been talking about with this NDI, the ability to send content over the network with basically no latency at all. So we've got a TriCaster Mini here that Andy's playing around with. Really quickly, I'll show you the video feed from that. This is the TriCaster Mini here. You can see here Andy's actually pulling in a NDI feed from one of our cameras in that Net2 space there. So Andy, if you want to just take that to the program output, there we go. So you can see, it's coming directly off of our screen. So what I'm going to do here, for lack of, we didn't get a chance to do exactly what Jim did, but what I want to do is potentially, let's see how easy this would be, is I want to turn the color key off of this, and I'm going to position it so that our feed is overlaid on top of or next to the video feed there. So, sorry, give me 1 second. So TriCaster feed will be there, and here's, sorry, this needs to be here. TriCaster feed will be 3. Okay, so this is the 2 different feeds here. So feed 1 is here, and then right next to it is the feed on the TriCaster. So I'm going to put this right next to it just to give us some perspective. So this is actually from over the network, and then next to me is the NDI feed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, very, very low latency. So Andy, what has your testing been so far with the TriCaster and using NDI?
I haven't done much testing with the TriCaster and NDI as of yet. I've pulled in a few video streams. I've played around with the VLC plugin a little bit. The one thing that strikes me with using the NDI, even if I've used it pretty minimally at this point, it is extremely easy to use. I think that's the #1 selling point at this time. You turn it on with the program, you go into your TriCaster, you go into one of those net sources, it's right there. It's right there. So I think NewTek's doing a pretty awesome thing getting this the NDI platform off the ground.
So just so everyone's aware, we do have the NDI available. We will have it at our booth at Infocom. So really quickly, I just wanted to zoom out here and show that. So here's the full booth here. This is the NDI side over here. My display's a little off. There's going to be a live streaming green screen area, and then on the other side we're going to have Wirecast. So we're going to have a lot of different technologies. We're going to have a huge hub in the middle, getting everything on the network, and we're just going to be able to share resources, which is going to be a really cool, way to live stream and do webinars. So I got a couple more slides here of some things I wanted to show. And if there's any questions along the way, guys, just feel free to ask away. But really what we're doing here is we're rethinking the way we used to run SDI cables or HDMI cables. Now we're thinking, wow, we can really do this over the network. I mean, we all saw Jim's video. It was basically as good as an SDI cable. He scrubbed it down to minimalistic pieces of a second, and then is using a flashlight, which is obviously instantaneous video to look at, and it's basically the same thing. So if you saw our webinar last week, we went over all the NewTek NDI apps, and that's really the power of the NDI, in my opinion. Because now we've got apps there's a scan converter, so you can just take any PC on your network and capture the desktop and share it with your TriCaster. There's a video monitor, which is a really great way to have low latency monitoring of the output of your TriCaster with a computer on your network. There's the NDI webcam. So that's really big for us because we want to make this as easy as possible, especially if you've already got a studio with a TriCaster. Maybe you just want to add an additional camera. Well, now you can add really easily, you can add a webcam to your live stream just using that app. Mm-hmm. The NDI Connect app has a professional version, which is $1,000, that allows you to connect up to 4 cameras using like a AHA AV or IO 4K. Okay. And then there's other capture cards and things you can use it with to bring in multiple cameras. All the professional capture cards and things work with that. There's an ISO recorder where you can just isolate and make recordings. And then there's a VLC plugin we were playing with yesterday. Mm-hmm. Opens up so many doors. Like we could live stream to a VLC. We were live streaming a camera to VLC and then using the VLC plugin to go back to the TriCaster. Just so many things you can do now with this IP workflow. So if anyone has any questions, let us know. That really is our demo. Let's really quickly, Andy, I'm going to show the TriCaster one more time because I like the way you have it set up now. If anyone's not familiar with this TriCaster interface, this is sort of what it looks like there. And Andy's got the NDI sources over here that he can choose from. It looks like I have 4 NDI sources coming over the network. Yep. We've done videos on the camera control through the TriCaster, but this is just a really easy way to do that. What else do I have prepared? That's really it, guys. That's really everything. We've got the TriCaster Mini here. We're going to be showing the TriCaster Mini at our booth at NAB on the network with NDI, plugging in, I guess, 4 cameras over HDMI and then 2 over NDI. And we have an interesting new product announcement coming out that I wanted to kind of end this this live stream with. Basically what we have come up with, which I'm really excited about, is we have a new auto tracking camera system that's coming to market. And that is going to be facial tracking. And I have just a small video that I wanted to play to demonstrate just how easy this is going to be to do auto tracking. What it would be is it would be a HDMI or a USB or an HD SDI input into your computer. So that you would just plug in a PTZOptics camera the same way you would any other camera or any time that you would use a PTZOptics camera. But the difference is that now we're going to have the auto tracking capabilities via facial recognition. So you can take a person's face, you take a 1-minute video of that person walking around a room, and the system will know their face and be able to track them even in crowded spaces. So let's take a look at this video of the PTZOptics Perfect Track. same installation process as the PTZOptics cameras that are today, but as you can see, the camera itself would have actually camera tracking capabilities in space. You'll see here, I'm going to pause it for a second here. You see there in the bottom left, there's a little box around the face. That's the actual software recognizing the gentleman's face who is doing the lecture that's being captured. So the idea here is that you can actually track someone without the need for a camera operator. It's ideal if you have like a star who's a singer maybe at a concert. You just want to set that camera to follow them wherever they go, and then you may maybe manually still control your other cameras. But it makes it more flexible for one man to literally go out and control 3 or 4 PTZOptics cameras, and one of them is actually auto tracking. It's also ideal for sports, as you can see here. The camera is going to pan and follow the face that's been programmed. So we're doing a lot of testing right now, but we're going to have a live demo available at our booth at NAB. So above me, over here, behind us, is a 16-foot light box. So this 16-foot light box behind us is going to have a camera at the top of it. And at the very top of that camera, that light box, the camera is going to have facial tracking. So we can use it to literally walk all around the NAB show and have the camera follow that person. So that's going to be really fun. NAB is only in 2 weeks, Andy.
That is true.
Can you believe it? So it's coming up soon. Looks like we have about 4 minutes left in the webinar, so if there's any questions that we can answer, let us know. We are here to answer your questions, and if there are not, we will just, you know, call the credit roll and call it a day. Jim really gave us the best demo there of the NewTek NDI, but we just wanted to show it off. And oh, turn the music down, says Guitar Guys. Sorry about that. But yeah, hopefully the auto tracking will be cool for everybody. We're really excited about it. We're going to have it at NAB. Let me just see. Will anybody be at NAB? Talking to you, Guitar Guts. I know you've done a lot of, you know, playing around with our videos and watching everything. If you're going to be at NAB, we can get you free passes if you want a free pass. We want to have you there. We wanted you to try the facial tracking system yourself. Try the NDI, try the cameras. We're also going to have a 3D camera at NAB, which is going to be really cool. So for 3D cameras, one of the things we're going to have maybe our next live stream. Our next live stream is going to be about auto tracking, and then we have one more live stream before NAB, which we're going to do TriCaster, but we're also going to show the 3D camera. The thing about 3D cameras is you need a 3D television and you need 3D glasses.
You need a 3D cable too.
Really?
HDMI.
3D HDMI cable?
Yep.
Wow. So I mean, it's new for us. You know, we just came out with it. There's a lot of stuff. Great. Guitar Guts is going to be there. But there's a lot of stuff coming out at NAB. A 3D camera is going to be cool. My thoughts on the 3D camera is you still do your regular live stream, and you have a secondary live stream in 3D for really important live streams. Not everybody's going to want to do live streaming in 3D, but it is possible.
Right.
So that's the important part. So it looks like we don't have any more questions, so we'll go right to the credits. Thank you all for joining in and being part of this webinar. Everybody have a nice day, and we'll see you at NAB if you can make it.